What's recovery time like?
Around 3 months. If you do as your physio says, we'll have you breaking the line again before Christmas.
What if we bump him up the list a little?
Leave the list alone, or I withdraw from the surgery.
Chris's only concern is covering his butt, whereas I'm looking at the big picture.
What you're doing is painting yourself into a nasty corner.
Callum is not the right man to be CEO. After today, you have to be thinking that too.
One mistake and suddenly he's not CEO material. I know you're not his biggest fan, but even so, that's harsh.
His moral compass is stuck on dodgy. Deep down, you know he's not the right man for the job.
And what makes you the expert on what I think?
Because I know you better than Callum does.
Callum is a dynamic leader who thinks outside the box. And I know he doesn't always play by the rules, but right now, Shortland Street needs a risk taker if it's going to avoid being swallowed whole by Central.
Which none of us wants to see happen.
Exactly.
But Callum is not looking out for the hospital's best interests. He's looking out for his own, because it's his head on the chopping block if the merger goes ahead.
It's possible his motivations have become temporarily clouded, but when he takes a step back, he'll see this is wrong.
Even if you're right this time, you are still left playing minder to Callum's ego. And I think there is a better match for you, professionally speaking.
I am Callum's 2IC, and I fully support him. I may not agree with every decision he makes, but I still believe he is the only man for the job.
Well, as new owner, he can pretty much do what he wants. Do you want me to try to... Oh, all right. I'm really sorry, Wendy. See ya. I signed the clinic over to Mike, and the first thing he does is cut Wendy's hours.
Further than you did.
Yep, she told him to stick his job.
Good for her.
Taking a stand isn't going to put food on her kid's table.
Food?
Wait for dinner. So, how do you like your new uniform?
I think you mean Dana Rongamai's old uniform. I can still smell her BO.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's perfectly clean, and I was hardly going to buy you a brand new one when we don't know how long we're going to be here. And they said you could wear mufti, but you didn't want to do that, did you?
No. Is that for me? I love Sapphire.
Take a look.
Wow. Who knew you had taste? I love it.
It's from Sarah, not me, hun.
Oh. Thanks. Did you see if they had other colours?
Yeah, I think there's a blue one. I kept the receipt if you want to swap it.
I might. This isn't really me.
I love it, but it's not really me.
Teenagers invented the mixed message.
I'd prefer it if you ask for buying all the gifts, especially one so expensive.
It wasn't expensive.
Sarah's just trying to have Paula settle in.
Yeah, well, it's just that I know what she already has and what she needs.
That's fine. No worries.
So that's smacker and triage.
I just couldn't help myself.
So you might have trouble controlling yourself around Brody because we were going to go easy around him, remember?
Why should we? Brody's a big boy. He'll cope.
Actually, I think he's one sad little puppy.
A touch of humility will be good for him.
Hey, sorry, I just had some free time before my next lecture.
Sweet, come in.
You sure I'm not interrupting anything?
What? I'm just an affectionate guy.
And I thought I was special.
You are.
Well, at least someone's love life isn't going down the toilet.
Your luck will change, Soph. The only way is up.
It's a bit late for that, don't you think? I do know what's going on here, and I've decided I'm cool with it.
Seriously.
Sure. Why fight it when I can watch it?
And you wonder why I wasn't into you.
Ash has been behaving himself, I hope.
Hopefully he's got the message by now.
Yeah, well, if he hasn't, you tell me, all right? I will fold him up like origami.
are you, like a ninja in disguise?
Yeah, it's a pretty good disguise.
Oh, which is why I have the element of surprise when I unleash the warrior within. Wow.
Well, Dr. Warner said there'd be a 6-week wait.
Schedules change, and in this case, you got extra lucky. So, is tomorrow going to be too short notice?
Well, not at all. That's fantastic. My insurance policy won't cover all the costs for me to go private. I mean, I was prepared to pay it.
We're just glad to help.
Not half as glad as I am. With recovery time, I'll be back in action in, what, 3, 4 months?
Maybe even earlier.
If Dr. Warner's as good as they say he is. I'll still have him as my surgeon, right?
I haven't spoken to Chris yet, but I'm sure he'll be equally pleased to learn that we can accommodate you.
I know it's a bit of a wrench what Mike did to Wendy, but...
Actually, I was sulking about the bag. It was just a little sulk.
I'm willing to bet she won't actually swap it.
It's not just the bag. It's feeling like Goldilocks in the Three Bears house, like I've crashed a nice family party.
It's a bit squished. This is my last chance to try and reconnect with Ola, and I think she wants that too. Even if she'll take her stuff to school in a bin bag before admitting it.
And it's not like I don't owe you. I'm sure Daniel and I had you ready to run away from home more than once. And if I remember rightly, Goldilocks does make it out alive.
Yeah, not in the Samoan version. See, in our version, she gets chopped up and added to orca. Raw fish. This means a lot to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Hey, she tried her uniform on yet?
No idea. I've been on the phone with the agency. They've found me a placement.
Great, where will you be?
That's the thing. It's at Shortland Street, on one of the medical wards. I said I'd check with you first, though, in case living and working together is pushing my luck.
Well, it's a big hospital. I'm pretty sure I'll cope.
Why is Sonny Belleville on my list for tomorrow?
Because I put him there.
This is immoral. You shouldn't need me to tell you that.
Chris, I understand your concerns, but this is the perfect opportunity to show how responsive we are to the needs of our community.
What community? High-profile sports stars?
The publicity we will gain from this is invaluable.
Tell that to the 70-year-old woman you just bumped. Mrs. Chetwin has waited months for a lumbar laminectomy. What about the publicity when the media finds out about that?
She wasn't in any immediate danger, and I have rescheduled her surgery in a fortnight.
How? By bumping someone else?
Chris, cast your mind back, and you can remember the CEO can't always afford the luxury of the moral high ground. Personally, I will do whatever I can to make sure this hospital is not eaten alive.
Well, you can play your little games without my help. I'm not doing it.
Sorry, but I've already told Sonny you're on board.
Then you got a problem.
No, actually, you do. Sonny specifically requested you. If you refuse, I'm sure he will make his feelings known to the media. Bad timing, given the damage to your reputation recently.
Someone order pizza? No, there must be some mistake. Well, this is the address I got. You wanted 30 pepperoni pizzas and a side of fries. This is crazy.
Hello, Sophie McKay speaking.
If you just want to pay for your pizzas, I'll be on my way. I didn't order any. What is
See anyone there?
I didn't. Well, listen to me. I didn't.
Who is this?
The pizza I never ordered. What about the fries?
Ash?
Are they chunky or shoestring?
You see those people lining the streets?
All the way to the counter. Weird.
Waiting for you.